Okay, challenge accepted. Um, Certainly, here's something I want to talk about as well is, um, I guess there needs to be better words than calling it a trick, but just call it a trick for now. Um, Next time you're out and about, and make sure you're in a amicable enough area, not too aggressive. Maybe different areas can be a bit rough. But generally, if you're walking out and about past a stranger, you've heard of the eyebrow flash. Just once up, or maybe twice. Once is enough, actually. And it's your eyebrows raised up and back down. Walk past a stranger, and that stranger will do it back if they catch you doing it to them. It's part of a more primitive side. You see monkeys do this. Who does it an excessive amount is Asmongold. He's very primitive anyway. It's just Asmongold is like disgustingly primitive and a product of a lot of things going wrong, I think. Yeah. Anyway, it just reminds me of the baboons when he does it. That you've seen them do it. It's like eyebrow flash. We're social creatures, though. It's kind of saying, "Hey," like, and that's it. It's just, "Hey, how's you?" or whatever. Fine. But this is where if people have like lines on their forehead, over the years, a lot of people's faces get etched with a few lines here and there because of our facial expressions. Etch those lines in, the most practiced ones, and you get your crow lines, your laugh lines, different kinds of lines. Interesting how I find Mark Carney very sociable. He's got great people skills. Look at his forehead as well. He's very the sign's. So that's genuine, but you can pretend to be sociable with the social expressions, I guess, and have those lines in, but there's always something in body language that leaks. So, one of the things I've looked at myself is the eye direction thing. And you can go by from what I can see is you can go by a rough guide with the eye direction because everyone's going to be slightly different with the eye direction. Although you can go by a template, a rough guide for that. So looking up to the right, constructing an image. So the other day I was using the tills at work and trying to remember a number. There's a staff number for the manager's staff number for the tills to allow her to have a discount. She wanted to buy something before I finished my shift. Because staff are not allowed to use their own sort of discount and buy it for themselves. Um, we need another member of staff to put the details in. So I looked up to the right though, so it wasn't like remembering what the number was, but it was how my brain works and thinking, oh, what does it look like? And I can see these numbers and think, no, I think that's the wrong way around. Would it look if I rearrange this and that? So I was constructing an image that probably, that doesn't exist, but I was trying to get some what felt like the most accuracy. And I just said, oh, to the manager, I think there's these numbers in it, but I got them the wrong way round. But then she told me, it was just a bit of fun to see if I could remember what that was. But looking back, my eyes were up to the right, so it's true for me. Looking up to the right, constructing a image. I know for me as well, looking down to my left is inner dialogue. Looking down to my right, Remembering tactile things like touch and so on. Up to the left, remembering an image. And there's left and right, ones with sound and ones with image. You know, there's all general things here and there. So I had that template somewhere to look at that just for my reference. Bear with me a sec. No, that's not it. Obviously, that's images I got. Yada yada. It doesn't matter anyway. Not for now. I'll get back to finding different templates for videos like this anyway. Briefly, before we get into this, I want to share with people what's happening. It's like my YouTube channels haven't seen much activity over, well, comparative to how I used to be. There are things planned. Jack's Travel is a YouTube channel that's going to see some activity during my annual escapism. Not 100% escapism, but it's a favourite part of the UK where I visit. And what will happen with that, you'll see some travel videos that will inspire some articles to write about the history of the areas I visit. And those articles then will also be videos on Exploratory Minds YouTube channel. So articles on exploratoryminds.net lead into videos on Exploratory Minds YouTube channel, but the travel, the actual footage will be on Jack's Travel. Hope that's clear. And this channel, kind of a dumping ground to inform people of this and that. And, you know, I've had a bit of a cleanup here because a bunch of idiots that were labeled as the company perpetuate their idiocy even at the risk of arrest, jail time, prison time, whatever you want to, you know, harassing people, you know, just ridiculous people, you know, they're absolutely ridiculous. Extremely dysfunctional is the only words I can muster for that right now. Anyway, let's have a look at this. And by the way, before we get into Flatziod'S body language, Chesh and Mania, your body language, very chill, very relaxed. Chesh, right as this is pause right there. Open body language, arm away from the torso, your elbows not turning. You're chill, you're relaxed, you're confident. I highly doubt anyone of the company who very rarely go on camera and, like, you know, have that kind of, you know, most of them don't. Erin does, but you know, yeah, I doubt they're that confident looking. Anyway, let's press play.
Trip to Antarctica.
Okay.
They have fabricated a completely false story, and everything that they're saying is a complete lie.
Mouth open. Well, he is talking anyway, but the raised eyebrow is not an eyebrow flash. It's raised in the middle. You know, at the middle of the forehead, as if to express worry. And he's looking up, and straight upwards is like, you know, when we think, oh, here we go again, or you're kind of flabbergasted with something, you look up, don't you? You go, think about it. It's like, oh, not again, and you're looking upwards. Something about what he's about to say he doesn't like. He doesn't like the person he's going to talk about, clearly. Anyway, let's press play.
What if it's Lisbeth?
Eyes closing while compressing the lips. Bit of a curve up on. It's a bit blurry, so I'm assuming there's, could do a bit more detail, but I don't know if that's just the video Cheshire's playing. Let's have a look. Quality. Yeah, it's just not a very good quality that she's playing. Here we go.
It's Elizabeth.
So, as he's saying the name of the person, as he's finished it, the mouth begins to compress. What is lip compression? What does it mean? It means, generally, usually, that the person doing this is holding back from saying certain things that they want to say about said thing or person or situation. Lip compression is something to look for. And closing eyes while referring to something, especially if they refer to something they saw, even if they're making up, bullshitting about what they saw, if they want to convey, if they're claiming that they didn't like what they saw, they still do this. The eyes closing. Because it's the activity, we tend to look at things we want to look at. Eyes gravitate towards that which is more aesthetically appealing and move away from that which isn't too appealing, even if it's really, different levels of it is really something we really don't like. The eyes will close, you close your eyes. So there's that.
And I'm not going to...
He's claiming, I'm not going to say about, I think it says about this person was wearing, but that's a visual thing. See? But he's also looking up to the right, which is constructing a image in your mind. But you could be constructing something that you think was close to what you saw because you can't quite remember properly. That's the thing we could be doing, and swapping things around. Or was it like this, or was it like that? So he's not going to say because he's not even sure. Well, maybe because he's making it all up on the spot anyway. There's that to keep in mind, and the next thing to keep in mind with that follows through, because it kind of underlines this bullshit in what happens next with the type of nodding that he does.
Say what she was wearing.
I'm not going to say what she was wearing. Okay, that's a visual aspect. Yeah, it's, and looking the head kind of away from the camera, but he's not even looking at the camera, but the head towards the camera and looking up to the left, but the head down a bit. He's trying to look like poignant, more aggressive, as well as perhaps remembering more what was rather than making it up. That's my rough take on it. Of course, the need is a little bit rough on some of those aspects. But being out and about today, I saw some body language cues I was interpreting that I felt quite confident with interpreting. It's been a very fascinating day today because of certain aspects. But I won't go into detail on that. We'll just have a look more on this. He's trying to make it look like this is a big problem. And he looks one way, then looks the other. This is a shifty eye thing. It's like, I don't, this is performative, I think. And Because he doesn't know, probably. Educated guess.
Mm, mm.
And why is that even a thing? It's like, I'm not going to say what she was wearing. It's like, okay.
Why
right
are you
out the
talking
gate.
about what he was wearing?
He or she, or whoever, they have fabricated a completely false story. Everything they are saying is completely
Look at this guy. Look at Flatzoid's face right out the gate.
I wonder if it's Elizabeth.
There's the compression, these eye clothes. Elizabeth, right? So it's a so she then. So
And I'm not going to say what she was wearing.
Mm.
yes. Hmm.
Look left, look right, look left, look right.
And it's like it is, look left and look right quickly is kind of also within avoidance. Like is like if you're looking left or right, you're looking for a way out. Especially when you do it quickly like that. And again, who's seen Aaron do that a number of times. Looking to one's left is remembering what was said, and looking right, I think, is remembering what you saw. I'm not too sure. I'm a bit rough on that one, but generally the template for that, for the eye direction, is going to be a little bit different. Maybe slightly up, slightly down, off the template. It's not exact for different people, but it's a rough guide to go by. That's something I need to brush up back on, perhaps. Is that?
Because he's fabricating.
Winky winky.
Yeah, he's definitely fabricating. So I'm not going to say, well, yeah, why not? What's it got to do with belief, whether versus facts? Belief is easy. You can believe anything we want, but the actual reality of the world, yeah. It's not a flat earth, it's a globe, but all the evidence we need tells us that. But obviously, delusion will interpret things the wrong way in order to perpetuate the delusion. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit too much. Just press play.
Where the fuck is EMP? EMP.
I was in bed asleep. This is way too late for me. But time zones, they're a thing because the Earth's not flat. Anyway,
You watch this later and you tell me how much of this is just him
The body
fabricating.
it's all fabrication so far, I think. Lip compression, holding back. I'm not going to say maybe he does know something. He's going to say that would just prove him to be a bullshitter anyway.
Yeah.
Expert.
The shifty eye thing is, people sort of classically call it the shifty eye. The people classically say, don't trust that person. They got shifty eyes. They keep looking around. Yeah. Liars do that. They're looking for a way out.
Let's go. Wow. Why are you talking about what she was wearing?
And look at the eyebrow raise. It's just acknowledgement. Okay. As eyebrow raises acknowledgement. Okay. Let's move on then.
It was 11 days ago.
Contempt. Curling one side of the mouth up. It's just the person that they don't like. But they're going to make shit up anyway. Because they don't like.
What's the last trait?
Heath is
Would you say-
Flatzoid.
She could have been a comfort.
Now, look at this nod. It's like exaggerated nodding with a yes.
Through all this.
But also, See, it's like when people nod yes and no all at once, is because they don't know. But they're pretending to know, and it's like making things up on the spot. Oh, no to that one, yes to that one, and or maybe, or oh, I don't know. How am I going to fake this? In interrogations, interrogators joke about this. It's like he nodded yes, but he said no, and he nodded no, but said yes. The nodding is what is really true, as opposed to, but because he's making shit up on the spot, and his mind can't catch up with anything coherent enough because there's too much going on. It's yes, no, yeah, but maybe, or because it's disingenuous, is as you clearly suspect anyway. Look at the nod. You see that? Well, yes. Exaggerated, yes, is like, yeah. It's conspiracy nutters do.
Weary.
Look left, look right, look left, look right. Because he's fabricating.
Winky winky.
Yeah, because he's fabricating. He's looking for a way out.
Where's
I mean, when you say, "Oh, I'm not going to discuss that," is looking for a way out, right?
where the fuck is EMP? EMP, you watch this later and you tell me how much of this is just him
The body
fabricating.
language.
Yeah.
Expert. Let's go. Let's go. Wow.
Mm.
Why are you talking about what she was wearing? You fucking.
It was 11 days ago. What's the last
And there's the contempt, like we said.
straight?
Heath is
Would you say-
Flatzoid.
She could have been a comforter through all this.
Yes, no. Could have been a comforter through all of this. I don't know what that means. I mean, it's nice to have somebody comfort you anyway. But, just bear in mind what I said about the nodding, and look at his nod.
Let's go. Let's go. Wow. Why are you talking about what she was wearing? You fucking.
It was 11 days ago. What's the last straight?
Heath is
Would you say-
Flatzoid.
She could have been a comforter through all this kind of.
So she could have been, and he's already saying yes. He's already nodding before the person has even got to being comforted through all of this. So he's saying yes. Then he hears the word comforter. Maybe then he's like, oh, maybe no. I don't. That's not what I want you to think. Regardless of what actually happened, this is what he's thinking. So, yeah, no. I want to fabricate that she's not the comforter or whatever. But it's a very circle. It's a yes, no. It's all his head is bobbing around like some loose pom pom on a Christmas tree.
Deal. You know what I'm saying? When they went down there.
So yes and no, and then the nose thingy right after the nose sort of grab. May have had an itchy nose, but I've talked about that before. When the person's not confident with what they said, or think they or have deliberately lied, this is a thing. There's reasons for it. I've explained it before, but I want to keep this one relatively short. I don't want to go into too much detail on that. But yeah, this person's full of sus. With just the expressions and what was said, and the mouth and the nodding, and yeah,
What?
Pretty girl.
looking down. I've gone too far. Let's have a look. Liars will typically look right downwards right after they finished saying a lie or agreeing to something that they know is a lie anyway.
Third, let's go, let's go. Wow. Why are you talking about what she was wearing, you fucking
It was 11 days ago. What's the last strike?
Heath is
Would you say-
Flatzoid.
She could have been a comforter through all this kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? When they went down there,
What?
pretty girl.
So
She could have been a comforter.
the nose up and looking down. So now that's out the way. He leans forward, ready to make something else up because that's out the way. Let's move on. I guess still with the lip compression though. He's kind of like compressing the lips together.
In Antarctica, Manya, they needed to have a pretty girl go.
I haven't seen it this far, but when I heard Wizzy MP, I thought I couldn't resist. I'll have a go. Let's see what happens.
You dumb, dense, dyspeptic motherfucker.
They're
Balding at the head.
Yeah, that's
How
funny.
dare you?
Oh,
You
come on.
fucking baka.
She was
Don't pick
part of
on
the
him for
pack.
not
She was part of the package.
having hair.
Yeah.
Lip compression. So you don't like how somebody looked, or they're too pretty for you because you're not confident around women. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just part
You
of
see the
package?
difference between
Yeah.
Rubbing hands together like that. I don't know. He's rubbing them, or he's like. Usually, when you've done something and you rub your hands together, you think, they got that one done. You achieve something. This is not the same as a steeple gesture, though.
Lisbeth and my
Oh, then he's prioritizing one thing versus another, and you kind of almost subconsciously imagine the things that you prioritize in front of you, this side versus that side, or that thing, and you kind of point to them imaginary, even though you're not really aware you're kind of doing that. So the hand gesture.
You dumb, dense, dyspeptic motherfucker.
They're
Balding at the head. How dare you?
That's funny.
Oh,
You
come on.
fucking baka.
She was
Don't pick
part
on
of the
him for not having
package.
hair.
Yeah.
Just part
You
of
see the
package?
difference between
Yeah.
Lisbeth and my wife. Lisbeth sends nude pictures.
It's tough. Man. Difference between Elizabeth and my wife, he says. Well, why would you? I don't know. Just look at the body language anyway.
Pictures to Jaren.
Not to you.
Raise the eyebrows there as if he's made a point and waiting.
How do you
I know it's pause, but
know
it's,
that?
Is that what the problem is?
Oh, is he jealous?
I think he's jealous. He didn't like what he saw because the girl was too pretty, and how dare these other people have a pretty girl go with them. Therefore, let's make something up. It must have been a comforter or something or other. So, how... this is a problem with these types of people. The amount of lacking in confidence they have shows, and it leaks through and shows all the time. You don't get these people out in crowds, in social events, as much as their own bubble of social events. They're not out there in the real world. There's always some, I don't know, convention or their own cult kind of following. They're not confident around people are grounded more in reality than their fantasy.
You mean how do I got a different question? How does Flatzoid know? How does Flatzoid know that somebody is sending nudes to somebody else?
Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah, maybe the nudes were sent to him. Oh, let's not tell your wife that. I mean, how would he know otherwise? Or just.
And second off, why
Did
are
they
you
show them
why
to
are you
you?
telling everybody that your wife doesn't send you nudes, or I guess Jarenism nudes? You going through your wife's phone?
Why are you?
That's funny.
Why are you sharing these personal details on the internet? You know the internet is forever, right? You know that, right? The internet is forever.
The internet doesn't forget, even if this is deleted. Well, people know about it now, so somebody else could share it. The internet is forever? Yeah.
Once it gets on the internet, what someone decides to do with that piece of
I mean, look at what I'm doing. I'm recording this video. Even if this video gets taken down, the DFF for whatever reason, somebody else has made a video about what's said and so on. Me in this case.
information and what inferences or deductions they want to make, it's their choice.
I just don't know why we needed to know this about Flatzoid's sex life or lack thereof.
I think it's a lack thereof. I mean, highly likely, educated guess. Why would you mention it otherwise?
He's accidentally
Why are you
telling
talking
us.
about? Why are you talking about other women like that? What the fuck is your problem?
Because they're mad that the Earth, because that she went to Antarctica and was like, maybe the Earth isn't flat, guys.
So this is how disgustingly they started talking about her.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Holy shit, these
Well, it seems to me that the majority of male flowers are like incel individuals anyway. They seem to. Well, he claims to have a wife, but I don't know, they don't seem to have confidence around. Well, just real people, Again, it has to be their own little bubble, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I have a personal problem with this asshole now.
Amani's gonna go petty on Flatzoid.
He has a channel, yeah? He has a channel. He has
Yep.
shit on Flat Earth, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
Does he?
Uh-oh.
That's all.
Oh, okay. Let's skip here then.
I'm gonna make
I'm gonna
content.
Right?
He thinks he's like owning somebody.
I'm gonna check, and tells the
Yeah.
other side to check facts.
Well, not only does he not have anything to back it up, I'm gonna make.
I mean, that's sort of quick. I could see more. I guess I wanted to see. This is a quick video, just brushing up on body language information, I guess. But yeah, there's enough there. It's being played and not played, I guess, here and there. The guy's a loser. A flat mind. Should be there's no landscape of activity in his mind. Like if you saw brain activity on a chart, it's pretty flat. It's pretty basic and it's pretty boring. I think his life's very boring. So much so that how dare some people go somewhere to around Antarctica with a pretty woman. That's what it boils down to. Is just the contempt, the lip compression, the wobbly nods and the eye direction. It's all there. Yeah, you're right, Chesh. My conclusion is what you concluded. He's just bullshitting. He's just making all this up because he does know some of the facts, and he's moving. It's so much. I've seen this a lot. I think. Look at Erin. The amount that she gets wrong 100% all the time. How do you do that if you know what to avoid? You know, it is. Well, what I mean is, like, they must know 100% what to avoid in order to be so fake, false, and lying all the time. And it's not fair. Reality isn't supporting what they want things to be. Therefore, they're just going to keep pushing and pushing their fake reality, the nonsense. It's not fair, right? It's kind of the response there. And it's like, again, it's like, how dare these people go to Antarctica with a pretty woman? That's what I'm reading here. And the whole thing is like, yeah, how does he know nude pictures are being sent? Maybe the eyes closing is like, he wish he didn't see them, nude pictures, because his wife found out. Who knows? I mean, just speculating, just educating guess. I'm not confirming anything here in that aspect, but certainly that's my interpretation of the body language, and it's just what it is. Thank you very much for watching. You take care, and I'll rewind a little bit and carry on watching DFF because, well, I was in bed asleep while this was live, and today I've been out and about, so I'm just catching up right now. Cheers. Have a good one, whatever you're doing. Bye bye.